Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Ina Talks. And today I'm in a brand new renovated park. There's not much actually here, but it's a nice atmosphere, and I'm happy to talk about the topic that is very important in my understanding. And it actually is not obvious that it's not discussed enough. It's still not covered enough, but it deserves a place in your heart. Let me give you a bit of a preview on the topic itself. So, back in 2020, when everyone thought that COVID was the worst thing that could actually happen to all of us, I was also having a lot of life changes that were not very happy for me, and I felt quite unwell in terms of mental health and also physically. The boyfriend of mine, the guy that I thought I actually was in love with, he decided to leave, and it was totally unexpected for me. I like it came unannounced, and I thought that my life was falling into pieces, and I was in pieces. And also, I was really feeling burnt out at work. I was doing the courses, construction, and also teaching partially. And like my work involved a lot of interaction with people, and very soon I started noticing that my mental health was declining, not only because of the breakup and the heartache that I was experiencing, but also because overall the satisfaction level in the life really lowered, and it seemed like there wasn't much I could do. I cannot really say that it was the very first time in my entire life when I actually felt that I needed help and I needed to talk to someone, to consult someone other than my friends, my acquaintances, my parents. In particular, I didn't want to talk to them because I knew that I would worry them with the heartbreaks and the sadnesses that I was experiencing. I just really felt stuck. And then it like came like a very transparent solution that I needed to find a therapist or psychologist or psychotherapist, whoever was able to help me, whoever seemed like a great, the great specialist and a pleasant person to talk to. All of these things, they came together, and it seemed like the best thing I could do. Soon enough, I realized that in my past, I also had episodes when I clearly needed a therapist to improve my life, to actually detangle this knot of my goals, ideas, thoughts, plans that, like, not all of them made sense, not all of them needed my attention, but I was just so overwhelmed, and other people's opinions, they really pressured me, they really influenced me somehow, and it didn't feel like I was actually living my life. That's why I thought that I wish that this realization, this understanding that I did need a psychologist or a therapist much sooner. I wish I had understood it like way earlier in my life, because it would have been easier, it would have been more efficient, and I would have understood that, like, feeling cynical in your workplace, being exceedingly sarcastic, feeling empty inside, feeling that you're stuck and nothing actually matters, that you're like, even after you're resting physically and emotionally, after you take a vacation or workation, whatever you need to take, you still feel like the battery has not been charged. Like, it's still empty and it still needs to have additional load. And whatever you're doing, whatever you're adding to your cup, it's still not doing its work. Like, all of these efforts that you're investing in order to for you to feel better, none of this is helping. And then it finally dawned on me that I guess this is it. I just have to take my life into my own hands and try to, like, try to be open-minded and open my eyes to other people's perspectives. However, it was not an easy thing to do for me, I have to say, because, like, in my culture, in particular, like in the culture where I grew up and in my parents' home, in my I think great parents' home, also it was not a common thing to consult a psychologist or to seek help from a specialist of such kind. Even though it doesn't make much sense because when you have a toothache or you when your back is in pain, you do go to the hospital, you consult specialists, you do testing. Like all of this work has to be done in terms of mental health development. All of this is definitely requiring and needing attention because in case you're feeling that you're unable to conduct this self care, self help, and you're unable to make sure that you are doing it right, then what's wrong with seeking help and relying on the specialist who can actually resolve these for you? In my case, I think I was pretty lucky within my research because I had a former colleague, and she had a medical education within clinical psychology, and she recommended me one of her colleagues, depending on the request that I had. And here's the thing: like all people who are hesitant whether they should consult a therapist, whether they should even reach out to them, they think that they shouldn't do it because they don't have a specific request. But I would say a bold thing probably. It's not necessarily about having the some specific request. It's also about the general your general perception of yourself, how you feel mentally, how you feel like psychologically overall, whether you are able to recharge, whether you're able to rest and not feel guilty about it, whether you're able to like let go of things and not get stuck within the trauma. All of these things they add up, and you are able to see that you're not feeling as good as you could, and then it's totally not fine, it's definitely not okay. And then you already have quite enough of a reason to speak to a therapist, to look for a therapist, to consult one, to choose one, because most probably when you're researching for the one, you will not speak to only one particular person. Of course, you might be lucky and the first person you reach out to have a session, they usually have a test, like first introductory session when like you're able to talk about the conditions of your corporation, whether like your request or the absence of request, about your condition in which you're applying to them. All of these things you're able to discuss, and you can say that you're uncertain yet that you're going to be continuing with this within this corporation, etc. And this is a fair thing to say. It's totally fine. You should not feel bad for it. So I would like to say that I was lucky because my specialist was a very professional, like very professional, I wanted to say, very professional specialist. And I really liked her personality, even though there was a little danger of me starting to like her as a friend. And like within the experience of therapy, like there are certain like red flags that should not appear um, in case you actually are seeking professional help, you are not looking for a friend, right? So like talking about these red flags, what do I mean by that? You will not feel like your therapist is trying to outsmart you or like trying to be like more intelligent than you or trying to play some brain games. It's not going to feel like that. You will not feel the need to prove your worth to your psychologist or therapist. You will not feel like they are your best friend, even though you might feel like there's some friendly vibe in there, but it's definitely not the best friend vibe. It's not the best friend energy. It's not that. You also will not feel like you're not worth their attention. You will feel like everything is right, everything is justified. They're helping you, you're being helped, you're doing the work upon yourself, and that's what matters and that's what counts. They will not give you their personal opinion or personal advice. Like, for example, when you can, cry on your friend's shoulder and speak to them about your worries and troubles, your friend most probably will give you their opinion or will criticize the person who hurt you or criticize you. Hopefully, hopefully not, but yeah, that also can happen. This like the professional therapist with who you're safe to continue working with, this person will not give you their personal advice. These people, they work with different techniques, different methods, rather looking more rather like coaching. They will lead you to your own realization through questions. They will ask you a whole bunch of questions, and you kind of have to be ready for that. You have to be able to also, I think it's one of the most important things, you will understand that it's a great professional for you if you don't feel like you have to lie, like you have to decorate your experience or your feelings. You will be able to answer completely honestly, and you will be able to share your honest opinion and honest perspective on things. And I think this is amazing. This is precious. It's something that everyone deserves to do and everyone should be able to do within their therapy. How did I understand that my therapy experience was successful and that I needed to actually conclude the sessions? I was advised by my therapist to actually do so because she understood that whenever I come to the sessions, it feels like I'm just telling her the news about my life. She had already given me the tools, the tips, with the help of which I was able to resolve my issues, and I was able to work on myself, and I was able to work on the consequences that were the results of the trauma that I had. And yeah, I was just, like, I felt like I was equipped enough in order to resolve my sad episodes, maybe depressive episodes, whatever I had to deal with. I felt like I was able to be self reliant. I was able to help myself, depending on the situation, of course, but in most cases, I definitely was. And that was a very fruitful and beneficial outcome of our collaboration with her. It took me, I think, the my first experience actually took me, I think, about half a year, maybe a bit less, and the frequency of our sessions was one session per week. But when I was a total mess and I was feeling unwell, I think we had two sessions per week. The session was like, I don't know, I think it was around 45 minutes. And I was preparing for each session. I felt like I wanted to like really work through it, like to make sure that we run through like any kind of thoughts and perspectives that I was having on certain issues. I really hope that this topic wasn't anyhow sad to you. I believe that you're able to work on your issues and you're able to find the person who will be very important to you, will become an important specialist in your life who will help you heal, will help you find more strength in order to tackle the issues that you might be dealing with. I think this is extremely important in life, to take care of your mental health. I'm always going to be an advocate for that. I would like to wish you a really great mental health, to continue taking care of it no matter what, because that's something that will keep you grounded, keep you happy, keep you more efficient and productive in whatever you have to do, and to also enjoy the day, enjoy the moment. Thank you for your attention to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Press the like in case you haven't done it yet. Please do so. And we will meet with you very soon.